Yeah, it's always interesting, right, when guys come from such a long break. So the physical aspects of what we're trying to accomplish are definitely we're doing a good job in our periodization, and guys are starting to get more rhythm. Um, and tactically, we're just being really smart about giving just small increments of what we're trying to accomplish. So offensively has been the focus for the last 2 weeks, just to get a little structure, and then a couple points defensively. After this game against the Barca Academy that's going to be coming this Saturday, we'll start focusing now on our defensive structure. The main point was just to get to know the players and their natural abilities, and then how do we position them to be more successful within our system.
The return to training has some academy products get a chance to practice with the first team. How valuable is it for them to get to experience that?
Yeah, really valuable. We will be utilizing them for training numbers, and also if they're at a point where we feel they can contribute on the field, whether they're amateur players or signed players. It's giving opportunity to players that are in the best rhythm at training. Um, it's really good to get to know them, get to know the younger players in this environment, and we feel that they're doing a good job. Of course, they're going to take some more time, but what I like about this group of veteran signed players is that they're taking them under their wing and they're giving them feedback and making them feel like they're part of the team, which is the most important. That the U20s and our team are playing in the same system. There's some overlap. Uh, we've had Sean, their coach, now coming out and helping film and being in our meetings and watching video sessions. So the idea is that little by little we can align both teams and give younger players opportunity.
As the preseason goes on, what do you hope to see from the team, not only in the preseason matches but in training?
Yeah, the training habits have been good. They've been really intense sessions. I've been really happy with their approach to our video and framing sessions prior, and giving them as much information so when we get on the field, they have an idea prior of what we're working on. They're asking a lot of questions. Some are already asking to do individual video sessions, so they're being proactive and being open to learn, which, as a staff, that's all we can ask for. Are we expecting it to be as sharp and where we want it on March 7th on Saturday in our first game against another opponent? We got to be realistic and just take small one. If we can get 1% better each day, then we're gonna uh, have a learning environment that will naturally progress to success on the field. Good.
I guess looking and you've been kind of touching on this, but what's the hardest part when you're putting in a new system, team, trying to get them on the same page? What's the hardest part? What's that process like?
Yeah, if you take your entire identity and game model and try to implement it in 2 weeks, you're probably not going to be successful. So, just like anything, giving small increments of specific principles and how we want to play in different areas of the field. We've been really focusing on our build out play from goal kicks and from a lower part of the field, including the goalkeeper, and then we'll start progressing to the zone two, which is the middle third, and then start working on our final phase actions where we want to get the ball closer to goal, and that then in turn, what are we doing on transitional moments, and then start approaching our defensive side, giving attainable and realistic expectations per practice and per game in a preseason. In my experience, is the best way to get a new playing style and the buy-in from the players as well.
This club was, one of the top scoring squads in the league last season. I know you've mentioned last week that you guys don't see yourselves changing a ton, but maybe let me rephrase this. Just this club was a really good goal scoring team last year. Is that still something you want to keep heading into this year, knowing your style and everything?
Well, yeah, I mean, the reality is every team wants to score goals. So to tail back on that would be counterproductive for our success. Doing it with balance and not allowing transitional moments, if those goal scoring actions don't work out, are the focal point. There will be some different starting positions than what we saw last year. Obviously, different shape that our that we're playing, but the ideas we want to continue progressing. And the key is with the team that scores a lot of goals is that you keep them confident, that we keep them believing, and that we give them the room to be their natural selves in front of goal. We have a lot of quality players that can create goal scoring opportunities in the run of play. Today we just touched a little bit on free kicks and restarts, and there's some really talented service and free kick takers. So this is just the early stages of everyone just getting to know everyone and what they're good at, and then how can we tweak a few things to negate any goal scoring opportunities for the opponents.
You touched well, I kind of asked this question a little bit last week. There's stuff that you see on videotape and on paper with the team. But what's jumped out at you watching them in live action? Who are, some of the things that are maybe unexpected for you in pleasant ways?
Yeah, I feel that if we give them starting positions and just give them some specific areas where we want to start our plays, they're naturally innate soccer players that have good relationships and combinations amongst themselves. What I'm starting to see is relationships coming together organically from the structure of the practices, and that's what we want. And it's starting to happen already in the first 2 weeks. That excites me. Also, the fact that they're open to changing some things and that they're buying into it. Once you start competing, then those competitions, the game is the best teacher. We can start analyzing that and then focusing on the attainable things we can change. But having patience and keeping them confident is the main priority right now.
Just Ruben's one of the new guys you guys have brought in. Obviously expected to bolster the attacking front.
Yeah.
What are you kind of expecting from him?
Yeah, already you can see that he's a hard worker. He works on both sides of the ball. He finds himself in good positions to create goal scoring chances. He's also really aware of where his other teammates are, and he does a good job of linking up with them to possibly find third men opportunities and runs in. I really like both him and both Rubio and Abitia like to run vertically towards goal, and which if we can get the right service and we can feed them with the right service and passes, they're going to create quite a few opportunities to score. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Yeah, it's a tough one next to a highway, huh?
I was about to say, man, so we interrupted their drag racing session.